it's Erica. Welcome back to Maniacal Reader. Today I'm going to be showing you more books that I got at BEA, half-price books, and Barnes & Noble. So let's get started. The first book I wanted to show you is Airy by Maria Devonna Headley. This is an ARC copy that I received at BEA, and it's a sequel to a book called Magonia. I've heard about Magonia through BookTube a bit. From what I remember, it's about this girl who has this strange disorder where she can't really breathe well, and because she can't really breathe well on Earth, she somehow develops wings and powers. That's pretty much all I know about Magonia. Given what this cover looks like, though, I would assume that this series has something to do with space. Hopefully, I like Magonia, and I'll hopefully like this arc too. The next book I have to show you is Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Gaskell. This is another arc that I found at BEA. This book is being released on August 30th, 2016. This book follows a girl named Charlotte Davis, who has lost more than most people lose in a lifetime. It turns out the glass of a mason jar cuts deep, and this has helped Charlotte to forget. It's helped her forget her dad and a river, her best friend that's gone forever, and her mom, who has nothing left to give her. I believe this book just follows her journey from the depths of despair, and hopefully she can redeem herself and look past her problems to a brighter future. This looks like a book I would definitely be interested in. It's a YA realistic fiction book. I'll probably post a review of this book closer to the release date, but even if I don't, I'm planning on reviewing this book anyway. It sounds so good. Next up, I have Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Nevin. Jennifer Nevin is the author of a book called All the Bright Places. This is an ARC copy that I found at BEA, so I'm not sure when this book is released. This is a YA contemporary book that follows this girl named Libby Strout. Libby Strout was once known as America's fattest teen. Following her mother's death, she's picked up the pieces of her life. Now Libby is ready to start high school, and she wants to be the girl who can do anything. In high school, Libby meets this guy named Jack Messelin. He seems like your everyday normal guy, except that he can't recognize faces. Even the faces of his brothers are strangers to him. Jack is a guy who can rebuild anything, except that he can't figure out what's going on in his brain. He meets Libby, and it sounds like these two characters hit it off and have a romance. The premise of this book sounds interesting. It sounds like something I haven't read before, so hopefully I like this book. I met Jennifer. She's a really nice author, and she signed this book for me. I'm sure I'll like it. The next book I want to show you is Embrace by Jessica Shervington. This is the first book in a YA paranormal trilogy. It follows this girl named Violet Eden. The strange dreams that she's having are leaving her with real injuries, and a dark tattoo is weaving its way up her arms. Her friend Lincoln has always been an anchor in her life, until he tells one big lie. A guy named Phoenix is there to pick up the pieces, but she's not really sure who she can trust. I found this book at half-price books. Since I like to read YA paranormal books, this book sounded interesting to me. Next up, I have The Testing by Joelle Charbonneau. This book is a YA sci-fi dystopian trilogy. I found this book at Barnes & Noble when I was in Chicago. It's been on my wish list for a long time since I read The Hunger Games. So when I knew that Barnes & Noble had it in paperback, I knew I had to have it. The 7 Stages War has left most of the planet a wasteland, and the future belongs to a chosen few. Of this chosen elite group, they have to pass something called the testing. The testing allows people in this world to get a decent college education and a promising career. The main character, Sia Vale, is honored to be chosen as a testing candidate. But on the eve of her departure, her dad tells her something mysterious and dark about the testing, and he makes it seem like things are not always what they seem. I've never read a book like this before. I don't know if it's your average dystopian or if there's some interesting twist. So I'm interested to see what this book has to offer. Next up, I have The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the first book in a YA mystery series. From what I've heard, this book is similar to Criminal Minds, but for YA readers. This book follows a girl named Cassie, who's natural at reading people. But when the FBI come knocking, Cassie learns that she's been chosen to take part in a classified program that helps the government solve cold cases with a bunch of other unique teenagers who have gifts as well. I'm excited to read this book since I like Criminal Minds, so I'm eager to see the differences, what sort of mysteries that these group of teens stumble upon. Next up, I have What Light by J. Asher. This is an advanced reader's copy that I found at BEA. This is a YA contemporary book. This book is set to be released in October of 2016. This book follows a girl named Sierra, whose family owns a Christmas tree farm in Oregon. And every year, they pack up their Christmas tree farm and move it to California to set up their Christmas tree lot season there. By chance, Sierra meets this guy named Caleb, and the two of them hit it off. Caleb is your not-so-perfect guy. He made a big mistake years ago, and he's been paying for it ever since. But through Sierra, he hopefully finds forgiveness. It sounds like this is a light contemporary read. J. Asher's other book, 13 Reasons Why, seems more serious. So I don't know if this book is like a cutesy romance or if there's a serious edge to it. I'll have to wait and see. The next book I have is As I Descended by Robin Talley. This book follows Maria Lyon and Lily Boynton, who are their high school's power couple. Maria and Lily are determined to beat Delilah at the Cotter Kinsley Prize, an elite scholarship. And to do this, they decide to harness the strange powers behind their school. This book sounds like a contemporary, but I think it might have a paranormal element thrown in. Since this book is an arc, I'm not really sure when this book is supposed to be released. But the back of this book says this is a tale about like Shakespeare and revenge and redemption. So I'll have to see how I like this book. Next up, I have The Problem of Forever by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is a YA realistic fiction book. It follows this girl named Mallory Dodge. Mallory has learned the best way to survive is to say nothing. She's been homeschooled for 4 years by her loving adoptive parents. Now, in her senior year of high school, she's forced to spend it in a public high school. She comes across Ryder Stark, a guy who was her childhood friend and protector. Mallory learns that her connection with Ryder hasn't really faded. When Ryder's life starts to spiral out of control, Mallory realizes that she's not the only one with problems. It sounds like Mallory and Ryder share a romance in this book, but it sounds like this contemporary has a serious edge to it. I'm interested in books like this, so hopefully I like this one. I've read Jennifer L. Armentrout's Luck series, which is like a YA paranormal series, but I've never really read anything contemporary by her, so I'm eager to see what this book has to offer. This is an art copy that I found at BEA, but this book is actually already out. It was released on May 17th, 2016. The next book I have here is Our Chemical Hearts by Crystal Sutherland. This is a YA contemporary book. It follows this guy named Henry, who wants to get into a semi-good college, hang out with his friends, and become editor of his school paper. This all changes when Grace Town comes into his life. This YA contemporary, I think, is just mostly about first love from a guy's perspective, and that's something that I've never read before, so I'm curious to see if I would like this book and if a guy's perspective on romance would change anything. That's it for part 3 of my BEA book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check back in my next video for the next part of my BEA book haul. Catch you guys later. Bye!